Welcome to Valdymas Project Read with Dr. Joshua Kolawole. This series is designed to reposition you for excellence in academics, career, and business. Let's dive in as we unravel nuggets essential for excellent living.
This is the voice of transformation. Welcome to Valdymas College of Advanced Studies and Digital Transformations Project Read audio series. READ is an acronym for Restoring Excellence into Academic Diligence. I am Dr. Joshua Kolawole, and my focus is to develop your leadership competence, character, clarity, compassionate, and consistent nature, as I hope to shift your mindset from a socialized mind to a transforming mind, a self-transforming mind. My transformation initiative is directed at the youth, from senior secondary school students through A-level candidates, undergraduate and postgraduate students of various tertiary institutions, young working class professionals, and business executives. Why not join me today as I continue the topic of discourse, the transforming choices. The transforming choices. I do hope that you listened to the previous edition, but if you do not, let me just recap on the definition of transformation that I tried to present to you. I said transformation is a complete change in the quality of outcomes and standard of living of an individual and a people that happens through well-defined processes which causes positive transitions and quantum leaps in the maturity of the minds of the people, their capabilities, the values they create, their uniqueness, and the noble impact they make on their social systems, either directly or indirectly. It boils down to the maturity of the mind, which increases your capability, the value you create, your uniqueness, and the noble impact you make on your social system directly. And I mentioned it clearly that we all become great by choice. Of course, it's a popular book by Jim Collins. We all become great by choice. So it's your choice. It's those key choices, fine choices you make daily. What time to wake up in the middle of the night to read. Those key choices. Either you make them or you do not make them. What time you wake up in the night to study. How well you pursue a mentor. How well you register yourself into a transformational leadership program so that you can be mentored to become great. Do you know that those who play soccer on the street, they cannot become great until someone picks them up, enrolls them into a proper training institution where you have a coach, a system before you can be presented to a great stage, and you now play in the professional league. I've not seen anyone who plays in a professional league without a well-structured system of coaching and mentoring and tutoring. So it means if you make choices to avoid a well-structured learning process, reading process, training process, discipline process, then what you're simply telling life is that I do not want to be great. So before you can become great, it's by choice. Those choices are not going to be palatable. So I mentioned that those choices are critical choices. You can choose to live life on a basic rhythm, like that young boy playing on the street. And you can decide to say, I want to move myself to the active battle rhythm, the discipline rhythm, where I choose to be creative, I choose to be productive. And at that realm, you select yourself amongst those who are on the pathway to greatness. And choices made day by day along that path will ultimately, over decades, over time, turn the worthless resources in your life into a priceless system. So I define transforming choices as decisions we make consistently over decades, which turn the worthless resources in our lives into priceless systems. So I hope you get me now and the background to which I am coming from. And I remember putting this quote from Martin Heidegger that anyone can achieve their fullest potential. Anyone, just about anyone, can achieve their fullest potential because who we are might be predetermined, but the path we all follow is always of our own choosing. We should never allow our fears or the expectation of others to set the frontiers of our destiny. Your destiny can't be changed, but it can be challenged. And that's where the fear is. I want you to make choices that will minimize the challenges that can come to your destiny. Every man is born as many men, but we all die as single one. And I need you to understand that this key concept of transforming choices determines how great we become. I recapped the last series by saying that our decisions, our choices affect our destiny. We always make choices that either lead to life or that leads to death. And I also made it clear that our choices can be non-voluntary. That is, sometimes these choices are even made for us by force. Sometimes they are made because of we also having the fear of death or the fear of the pain of discipline and the pain that comes with when you make a choice. Sometimes the non-voluntary part is because of desperation or social pressure around us. Or maybe we're being manipulated into it. And sometimes it could also be because of our foolishness or our stupidity. And sometimes we make those crazy choices, which are not good, because of lack of capacity or strength. And I also said, I want to move you to a point where you can make choices for greatness based on inspiration, based on motivation, based on revelation, based on determination, based on improving capacity and strength. And I said, I even wanted to make those choices based on the wisdom, the knowledge, and the clarity of the consequences of what you're doing, the chances and the consequences of what you're doing.
University admission has never been this easy with Valdymas College of Advanced and Preliminary Studies. Your dream of a university education can now become a reality. Are you preparing for post-UTME to any university in Nigeria, or you desire to take a fast lane straight to 200 level without writing UTME? Valdymas College of Advanced and Preliminary Studies is the place to be. Our A-level program, JUPEB and IJMB, can secure admission for you into 200 level into any course of your choice at any federal, state, or private university in Nigeria. The result has no expiry date. Valdymas College of Advanced and Preliminary Studies guarantees 100% success. Our campus is so 21st century. Our facilities are top-notch. Also, hostels are available within the premises. Valdymas is along Yomek Street, behind Excellence Hall, Pipeline Road, off Tanker Tipper Garage. Telephone 0806 1716217 or 0705 58890. With Valdymas, your success is guaranteed.
I also said that Homo sapiens have always made choices from time immemorial. And I want you to know that sometimes those choices are easy and sometimes those choices are hard. They are associated with pains. And so when you're a young man and you need to save money to become something, to write an exam, you will need to go through some pain, because sometimes you might have to walk miles just to save some money. Sometimes you might have to do some odd jobs. And I don't mean illegal job. I don't mean immoral jobs. I just mean odd and hard jobs for you to save that money to register for that training. It's a choice. It's a choice for you to do that hard job and then to register for. So you will go through the pain of that hard choice, but those pains are necessary. It is not for you to make choices and say you want to avoid such hard choices. You know, it was Denzel Washington that explained that ease is a greater threat to greatness than even hardship. So ease, that is the place of I want to be comfortable, is a greater threat to greatness. I've not seen anyone who become great who passed through the place of comfort. Every place of greatness is always outside of our comfort zone. And hence, the choices we make determines if we want to stay in that comfort zone or out of the comfort zone. And that determines where we're going to land. It's just a matter of time. So I want you to understand that the choices you keep making day by day, all this integrates together at the end of the week, at the end of the month, at the end of the year, at the end of the decade. And hence, the result you're seeing in your life today is a product of the integral aggregate of the choices that have been made for you, maybe from childhood, and the ones you started making for yourself once you start taking decision or responsibility for your life. Why you cannot change the one that had been made for you or that has been made for you at the global context or at the governmental level, you can change a lot about the one you are making for yourself at the sphere with which you can control. And trust me, millions of people have set up their minds to become very great. The amount of price you're willing to pay determines And that's based on your choices, determines to what extent of greatness you will become in your contextual reality. I also want you to know that we all make choices between the pain of discipline and the delayed huge pain of indiscipline every time we make choices. I need you to get this clearly. A student decides to settle down and goes through school through a disciplined process, gets well trained, properly trained, goes through a vocational training program, gets well trained, properly trained. You can decide to go through that, and you can also make the other decision to say, I don't want to do this, or just carelessly or carefreely want to go through school. What you don't know is that the pain you're avoiding today, which is the pain of the discipline, of respecting your professor, of putting yourself to be well trained under a coach, under a mentor, under a transformational leader, under a system that is structured to birth you into greatness. That pain you have today is the pain of discipline, and is a smaller pain compared to the delayed huge pain of your indiscipline, which comes 5, 10, 15 years later. At that point, you're older. You cannot correct those errors again. It's difficult for you to go back to get properly trained. Age is no longer on your side. Other things would have happened in your social life that will not make it easy. And then you have to start living with that pain of regret and pain of indiscipline in the future. So I want to urge you today, if you're a young star, you're a young mind, you still have those energy, please relax those energy, force all your desires down the path of patience. If you are not able to use iPhone 14, don't worry, you will use iPhone 18. You don't necessarily have to use 14, 15, 16. By the time you relax now and pay the prices of discipline and go through the training properly, it's only a matter of time. Build your business properly. Relax. Don't sabotage. Don't self-sabotage. Don't make choices that will make you self-sabotage. Because in the long run, you will have to pay the delayed huge pain of indiscipline. And that's what a lot of adults go around with. And you see them, they are just trigger ready to get annoyed, trigger ready to start talking, to feel insulted, because a lot of huge pain of indiscipline is running in their mind. I also want you to know that from time immemorial, humans have also made choices that are huge and choices that are minor. There are a lot of choices we make in life that their chances are minimal for success. And there are a lot of choices we make that their consequences are also minor. But there are also some choices we make that their consequences are major and they are distinct. So, for example, it's just a minor decision to cross a road. Perhaps, maybe the way I'm thinking now. But do you know the consequence of crossing the road wrongly is significant, because the person might not even live to explain the story. So it might look like a minor thing to cross a road, but it's a major consequence if you cross the road wrongly. It might look like a minor thing to self-sabotage and look for money in the wrong way, like just going into Yahoo. It might look like a minor thing, and they might even tell you, look, there's a huge chance of making money. But one thing they fail to tell you is that the huge consequence is greater than all those other chances. So what I am saying is that we also must learn to look at the chances and the consequences of our decisions, of our choices. You know, we're talking about transforming choices today. And the key goal is that we at Valdymas College, we are passionate about your greatness. This program is powered by Valdymas College of Advanced Studies and Digital Transformation. We do agile project management training and certification. We do digital transformation courses. We have our international study program if you want to study abroad for undergraduate and postgraduate studies. We do proficiency exams training, and we also have advanced level tutorial program for those who would love to either boost their CGPA, and for those who have are enrolled in A-level program who want tutorials to secure an excellent result to get into 200 level in the university. Valdymas College is designed based on this transforming choice initiative. We run on what we call a disciplined battle rhythm, and that is why we make choices to turn you into a transforming mind. We're not just in the business of education. We're actually in the business of mind transformation, building meta leaders. And we run this through discipline, through excellence, and through wisdom. It's a disciplined battle rhythm that helps us to create a way by which we turn all our products into great minds. So it's a choice for you to also even enroll with us at Valdymas. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you for listening to Valdymas Project Read with Dr. Joshua Kolawole. We invite you to join us on our social media platforms for more inspiring and life-transforming contents. On Instagram at JoyfulJosh2020, Facebook, Valdymas Cap, YouTube at Valdymas Project Read, or you can log on to our website www.valdymasedu.org. This program is powered by Valdymas College of Advanced and Preliminary Studies, Ilorin. For more information, please call or WhatsApp 0806 1716 217 or +168 2375 0282. Please join us again on this station, same time next week. Be inspired.